Hey guys, and welcome to a brand new video, and I guess it's my time now to talk about Crysencio Summerville leaving Leeds United and going to West Ham. Now, I didn't make the video yesterday because I wanted to wait for more clarification of the price and everything, and people were so mad yesterday on Twitter. People were frustrated that it was only 25 million, but I thought there'd be add-ons. Like, I knew it wouldn't be 25 million. Some people were saying it's 25 million plus add-ons, then other people were saying no, the 25 millions are with the add-ons, and I'm like, that would be terrible if we do that. But having time to think about it and think about the price that we're about to get for Summerville, I'm fine with it, actually. I'm more fine with it now than what I was yesterday. I was kind of mad yesterday, but right now, having time to think about it, I'm more calm. I'm more calm about it. Thinking about it, yes, he had an unbelievable season. Yes, he was Championship Player of the Season. But realistically, you look at it, right? Yes, Championship Player of the Season, right? And yes, he was amazing last season. But if you actually look at it, we're getting 30 million now for a player who incredible in the Championship Player of the Season. He's had flashes in the Premier League. Has he really proven in the Premier League? I think he will. Don't get me wrong. I'm not going to say, oh, he's going to fail in the Premier League. No, I think he's a Premier League quality player, and I think he should be in the Premier League. And I think if anyone in the club deserves to go, Summerville was the one that deserved to go and get Premier League play football in the Premier League. He deserved it. This is kind of the similar thing I said about Jack Harrison. I know people are not going to like me saying that, but I said the same thing about Jack Harrison when we got relegated. If anyone deserved in that squad to play Premier League football, it was him. And now I'm going to say the exact same thing about Summerville because how amazing he was last season. And then you get people on Twitter doing this again for another player. Every time someone leaves, people say, he wasn't as good, he wasn't that good anyway. He wasn't as good as everyone thought anyway. We overrated him. Come on, he was Championship Player of the Season. And yes, he had maybe a bad last month or so. Maybe towards the end of the season, he dropped off a bit. And people are saying, oh, he didn't care because he dropped off at the end of the season. But he was the Player of the Season. He got us out. He got us so many points. He got us out of games where we were losing or drawing, and he would win the game for us. You know, he played 43 games, so most of the season, only missing out on 3 games, scoring 19 goals and getting 9 assists. I mean, he was incredible. The season before that, of course, in the Premier League, he did have his moments. You know, the goal against Liverpool when we beat them at Anfield. There was a goal against Bournemouth. He had 4 goals and 2 assists. So he did show flashes, but he hasn't proved it in the Premier League yet. And West Ham Football tweeted out, Crysencio Summerville financials are thought to be 25 million base transfer, which we knew about. Fee paid in installments, so the fee's going to be actually paid in installments, so we're not going to get it straight up. With a further 5 million of performance-based standard add-ons, so that will put it up to 30 million. An additional clause related to a full senior international debut, which means if he gets a senior international debut, we get more money, which means Leeds United could earn as much up to 34 million if all add-ons are met. So if all these add-ons are met, I think the international debut is the thing that will take it to 34 million, I think. Or do we not know if is there other add-ons that we don't know about? I don't know. I think there might be other add-ons that we don't know about. But Summerville is set to sign a 5-year contract with the Hammers following a medical which is booked on Thursday. So it looks like Thursday we're going to find out if he's signed for West Ham or not. And with this medical, you know, thing happening, you're like, and all this thing about him going, right, was he really injured? Was he really injured in that pre-season game, or did the club go, we'll just say you got a strain and you're a bit injured and we don't want to risk you, so that you don't get injured for the game, you know, so we can sell you basically to get money. You know what I mean? We could have done that. We don't know. Maybe some of us said, I want to leave, so I don't want to play, or you know, you don't know which way it worked. I'm not gonna say anyone or blame anyone or say like because we don't know. But it looks like Summerville is leaving. I mean, it is that he's leaving, and we could get up to 34 million, between 25 to 34 million, which I think is good for him. Now, looking at that, I'm like, and you look at the front line that we've got, and I'm looking at the team right now, and I'm like, even with him gone, and people are saying, replacement, we need to replace him. We need to replace him. I'm like, do we really need to replace him in the way of, I know his goals and assists are going to be hard to replace, you know, the 19 goals, 9 assists, and I don't think we'll replace that in one player at all. But I think it will go out to more players and we'll get more goals from other players. Rutter, who I think's been better at shooting throughout preseason, I think he'll score more goals. Hopefully Gnonto can hopefully he doesn't go, because I could see in a world where he gets sold as well, because normally what Summerville does, Gnonto does next, or vice versa. But like, I look at that and I'm like, okay, you got Gnonto, hopefully he has his attitude straight at the start of the season, and maybe he gets more goals. Dan James, can he have a similar season to last season? You look at that. Brendan Aronson, could he have a great season as well? And you look at those, and if you take the goals to different players and say, let's say Somerville, so he got 19 goals and 9 assists, but let's just say this season Aronson scores 8 to 10 goals, and then you have Dan James who scores 10 goals maybe as well, 12 goals, and then you have Nonto who scores 10 plus goals, and maybe even Rutter who scores like 8 goals. You know, it's about you know what I mean? It's about maybe we can make up with the goals by having the players from last season, the James, the Nonto, and the Rutter, like those three especially, outscore their performances from last season. And it's not even goals. It's, you know, I think in the attacking line, you look at what we've got, you know. So if we go with the midfield three behind the striker, you've got Rutter, who I think is going to play on the wing this season, on the right, I'm going to say. Then we got Aronson in the 10, and then Nonto on the left, let's just say. And then on the bench, you got DJ, right? We go with the 5 back. You're only going to play 2 of them, really. And then you play like Rutter and, let's just say we play Rutter and Aronson. You've got Nonto and Dan James who are going to come off the bench with like energy and pace, and God, if those two come off the bench in like the 60th minute, as any defender, you'll be scared of them coming off the bench in the 60th minute. And you look at that and you're like, I'm like, the team now as a squad is way better than last season, even with Somerville going. So I've kind of, I was angry at the time yesterday, but now I've kind of like settled down and been like, it's actually not that bad. Like, I think we'll be fine if he does leave. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below, and I'll catch you all next time. Peace.